Day out the prophesy downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America, first off and foremost. All praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of great millstone. Salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Brother Shapaya, coming at you again with a quick video through the spirit. So it's this TV show I've been watching. I watched it 2 years ago. Then the final season came out this year. So basically it's called Hunters. And it's basically about Hitler actually faking his death and surviving. This is during like the 70s, mid 70s. And they find him out in Argentina, which there's a lot of Nazi, German bases out there. You know, you can actually do the history yourself or the research. There was 2 points that was brought up in this TV show, all right? Because basically what they're doing is going around finding German generals that did war crimes and they're putting them to death. You know, they're like vigilantes, if you will, all right? But regardless of that, did not Russia and America take all the German scientists? What you think those scientists were making and engineers? They're making weapons to destroy not destroy people, but they're advanced in their technology, especially when it came to weapons of war. So who took those scientists at the end of the day? You know, Operation Paperclip, okay? But there's 2 parts, you know. I'm not going to really show it. I'll show it a little bit. But I just want you guys to listen up. Just the slap in the face alone, all right? Let me play this.
We're both Jewish, you and and yet I suppose we have a very different idea of what the right...
Now, black man, and there's a white man standing next to him. He just said, me and you are both Jewish. Which that's the biggest slap in the face. We are actually the real Israelites, and they are not. All right? But I'm going to keep on going.
The thing is... We now move to call to the stand the survivors of the Holocaust. The court must move past the abstraction of genocide and hear it from the victims themselves.
You may proceed, Mr. Frankel.
I now call to the stand Miss Mindy Markovitz of Brooklyn, New York, by way of Kalisz, Poland. Would you please state your name for the court?
Mindy Markovitz.
Abraham Budnicki.
Esther Schwarzman.
Wadoma Urshosh.
Itzhak Wolf.
Sarah Weil.
Would you tell us where you were born?
Kalisz, Poland.
Berlin, Germany.
Australia. Czechoslovakia.
Zolo Egersberg, Hungary.
Vienna, Austria.
Łódź, Poland.
Could you please tell us what happened to you under the Nazi regime?
The Gestapo took us from our small apartment and forced us onto cattle cars.
Objection, Your Honors.
On what grounds, Chancellor?
I am deeply sorry for what Mrs. Markowitz has gone through, but I object on the grounds of relevancy.
Your Honors, at a time when the truth about the Holocaust is frequently and fervently denied, belittled, and whitewashed.
I'm going to rewind this part, and I'm talking about
Washed.
Let's rewind 10 seconds.
Fervently denied.
All right, now check this out, man. Bear with me, because it's a lot of shit, right?
Your Honors.
On what grounds, Chancellor?
I am deeply sorry for what Mrs. Markowitz has gone through, but I object on the grounds of relevancy.
Your Honors, at a time when the truth about the Holocaust is frequently and fervently denied, belittled, and whitewashed, it is important.
So hold on. Yeah, y'all trying to erase all the history of us going to slavery and things of that nature. The fucking hypocrisy of Esau Edom, especially you fucking small hatters. All right, we all know what fucking happened, and that's a whole different rabbit hole I'm not about to go down right now. But the fucking audacity, man, that you guys rather teach about the hologram, but take all the history that happened to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out of the history books.
To establish the fundamental truth that the Holocaust happened. That it was a systematic campaign of genocide by actors and nations, many of whom wish it could be written off as a fantasy, that resulted in the deaths of 11 million.
That's 6 million, 11 million. But the part I'm getting at is the fact that he said all these nations came together to commit genocide, right? And now they wish they had it eradicated from their history. That sounds like a certain group of people, right? That literally sounds like what you Edomites are doing to us. Slavery never happened. Oh, that was this and that, yada, 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 yada. Listen to this last part again.
Men.
All right, let's go. Just listen.
Off as a fantasy that resulted in the deaths of 11 million men, women, and children.
What about the millions upon millions of real Jews, real Israelites that were slaughtered?
And was conceived and executed by the man who sits in that glass box. If these survivors' testimony of their experience is not relevant, Your Honors, well, I don't know what is.
Overruled. You may proceed, Mrs. Markowitz.
There were dozens of us in the cattle car. No room to sit or go to the bathroom. Hardly any air.
What about the slave ships?
Nazi guard shot my father right in front of me. My mother too. And then he laughed.
Right. That's what it...
What about all the shit you did to us as slaves?
Nazi guards said they marched her right into the gas chambers. We saw the awful black smoke coming from the crematoria. She was 7 years old. My daughter.
My boyfriend and I were forced to go on the death march. Half naked, emaciated, snow falling on our heads as we heard the Allied gunfire from distance.
The guards assigned me the role of loading the dead bodies into a mass grave. I couldn't bear it, so I ran away.
Propaganda.
He was a beautiful boy. Aaron.
Now, I'm fast forward some of this stuff.
They're not
Now I'm gonna go to the next part where
every day.
Hitler gets on the stand.
All this. I've long dreamt of this day. Today. How I felt.
Objection, Your Honor.
The day when I could finally be heard.
Mrs. Markowitz, you must address your comments to the bench, not to the defendant.
It's to Marlena. Tried to exterminate us, to bid us
I'm gonna play this part.
just people. And you
Yeah. I'm doing a video.
tried to exterminate us, to bid us extinct. But now
Now,
You
they try to exterminate as bit as extinct, right? Let's get this. Psalms 83. Like, this is literally what Esau and every other nation try to do to us. Now they want to play the victim. You small hatters, right? Psalms 83 and 4. They said, come, let us cut them off from being the nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, Moabites, Hagarenes, Jabal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. All right? Now, these small hatters, whenever did all the nations on earth try to eradicate their name or them as a people collectively? Never happened. Can't be the Israelites. I can tell you what group of people that did happen to. The same group of people that became a byword and a proverb. Did these small hatters ever become a byword and a proverb? No. They were always known to be Jewish or the Jews. But what about the true Israelites? Called African American, Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, indigenous, things of that nature, man. Never called by our true names, all right? And destroyed a lot of our history.
are in our arena,
Your Honors, Mrs. Markovitz.
a hall of law. You tried to bury us, but we were seeds. And we grew back stronger. And our branches reach toward the light of justice.
Mrs. Markovitz.
We survived to tell the story. And we will never, ever let the world forget.
Mrs. Markovitz, that is enough.
But y'all won't forget about what y'all did to the true Israelites. This shit is hilarious.
Is it all done?
Lonnie, I'm still doing the video. Give me a second.
Distort their words, try and poke holes in their accurate recollections. Then you can hang yourself. Unlucky. We have no questions, Your Honors.
Thank you, Mrs. Markovitz. Court is now adjourned for the day.
All right, now let me get to the part where Hitler takes the stand.
Was Chancellor of Germany at that time, Adolf Hitler. In 1941, the Nazis invaded the Soviet Union. When the mass murder of the Jews began, who was Chancellor of Germany at that time? Adolf Hitler. In January 1942, documents detail the Wannsee Conference in Berlin, where Hitler's scheme, the final solution, the permanent extermination.
Lonnie, stop.
You're a Jew, Ben. I know. This,
Lonnie, stop. I'm not going to ask you again.
that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, that was a ploy.
All right, so this is the last part I'm going to show.
He's up to something.
It's the guards in here I'm worried about. The MPs.
Our contacts have checked everyone. We've confirmed their backgrounds, their credentials, their identities.
Elders keep our eyes open.
All right, so check this part out, right?
The defense has had Adolf Hitler stand for nearly an hour, trying to create distance between the former Chancellor of Germany and his other race. Did you ever order the deaths of 6 million Jews?
No.
Did you order the death of 6,000 Jews?
No.
Did you order the death of a single Jew?
I never ordered the killing of any Jew, and no document or paper will tell you otherwise. You American killed your Native Americans.
now Hitler's cutting them. You said you Americans killed the Native Americans. Go ahead.
Enslaved Africans. You Brits, you put the Boers into concentration camp, and you Soviets killed millions of people. And you sit there to judge me?
Cut their ass. Which is true. All right? How's it the law of justice if you ain't judging yourself accordingly? All right? What you guys did to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is a true fact. All right? It's a true fact. And it was a lot harsher than whatever hologram you could protest that happened.
No further questions, Your Honors.
Your witness, Consul.
You say you were following German laws by the books.
That's right.
You say that you were merely executing wartime duties and abiding by wartime international statutes.
That's right.
You say that you never ordered the death of a single individual during your reign as Chancellor.
That's right. I'm innocent. Innocent!
Then if you broke no laws, defied no conventions, why hide? Why hide away in Argentina in a 200-hectare compound with nowhere to go?
I wasn't hiding.
Then what were you doing?
Vacationing.
Vacationing! For 30 years!
I earned it. I was in my summer home in Argentina, enjoying the sun, relaxing and writing a new chapter for my memoirs, and working on a return.
A return to what?
Politics.
You think you would have been welcomed back to the world stage?
Everybody likes a good comeback story, no?
You say you based your ideology on the notion of the master race. Could you tell me what this means, please?
Objection, Your Honors. Relevancy.
All of Hitler's actions were based on a single ideology. And at the core of that ideology was the lie of the master race. To help establish criminality, it is important to establish intent.
Tread carefully, Mr. Frankel.
So, again, this theory of the master race, could you tell us what this means? This lie.
It's not a theory. It's a fact.
And yet, you're here. In a prison jumpsuit and shackles. Strange for a king, no?
Because of the Jewish conspiracy.
The Jewish conspiracy. The age-old lie.
Objection.
So you're here because of the Jews, like me. How's that?
Because of your lies.
Lies. Lies about what?
About the nature of my involvement.
So you were not involved in the extermination of millions of men, women, children, and infants.
Of course not.
Won't your acolytes be disappointed to hear that? There are many racists and bigots out there, sir,
That's pretty much it. You brothers can watch the show on your own, but It's the hypocrisy at the end of the day, which is quite funny. And I'll end it with this. This is Zechariah 14. Zechariah 11:5. Who possess or slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. With that, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Karkodash. Double honors to the apostles of great Muslim salutations to the elect, wherever you may be.